Welcome to FCC Supporter Square, the show for fans, by fans, and about fans. Here's your host, Mark Suffin and Matt Warman.
Welcome. And this is the not the official because we did that actually in the preview, but this is season 4 of FCC Supporter Square. I am as shocked as you are that we are doing season 4 of anything. I didn't think I would make it past the censors in the first episode, but here we are. So how are you doing? It's been a long winter. We missed you on the preview. We know that things happen. Life gets in the way, as we say on this. So, how are you doing, sir?
Very good, very good. Just to get the cat out of the bag here, my hair didn't grow in the off season, so we're still at the Chrome Dome, and just great to see you at the brigade gathering that we had recently. So good to see you once again, and great to get this season going. Let's go.
We actually do have something to talk about. We're not previewing anything except for maybe Saturday's match, but yes, we had a long winter. Beards were grown, beards were shaved, hair was not grown, hair was grown even longer. It's just been a crazy winter, but we're back for our soccer talk. We're excited to have you listening to us. Yes, we just had a game last night in the Dominican Republic. Special shout out to the 4 people of the 50 people that were there. We're FCC supporters, fans, as well as Dustin. Dustin Peters wanted a shout out. He requested one. I'm giving you one. You were awesome. There was a nice little meme that we was going around in Brigade Slack that I shared on Facebook, and now that it's exposed to the world, who knows what craziness is going to ensue. But it was fun. It was great to see you there. Yes, and Dustin saw the tree of life. It looked like it'd been there for 8,000 years. It was awesome. That's probably the best part of that. So let's get into what we normally do, which is soccer banter. So, what did you think about the game last night, given the stakes or the lack thereof? And let's jump in.
Well, it, first off, let's just understand, a team at the level of O&M is certainly not at the same level as FC Cincinnati, and you're just going to get, I'd say, a college level, uh, you know, soccer environment. And honestly, I was a little shocked that there was not the fans in the stands that I was thinking at least. I do think there were more of the vuvuzelas, whatever. I refuse to
Horns.
even
I just
care.
call them
Care.
horns. I don't know if they were
Yeah,
vuvuzelas or not. They're just generic horns. Just
I think there were more of those than there were fans in the stands. So I don't know how they played themselves, but it's just it was interesting to say the least. Getting to the game itself, um, it was quite telling that the announcers talked about the warm-ups being just simple jogging due to the massive humidity down in that environment, and you just saw the players they didn't have to put forth 100%, and you saw that in the first half. Now I think what you saw immediately in the second half was Noonan sort of getting on them about that. Yes, you're up 2-0 or 2-0, let's say, but I think he got on them to, hey, step this up here. We didn't come down here to waltz through this, and so you did see a bit more, pressure. You did see a little bit more. And you saw some more yellows. So it's what happens. Um, Individually, um, it was great to see Barlow and Jabari get quality goals. Barlow was just in the right place at the right time. He didn't have somebody marked on him, and boom, the ball came right to him. He did what a professional does. Jabari, I think, was his own critic, saying, I read in Laurel Failer's little blurb that he should have had 5 goals, and he said that to Noonan, and Noonan says, sure, but this gives you the confidence that you can come out and have that kind of game, even though you got your 2 goals. but you really could have had five. So defense played strong. You didn't hear much from Ramirez. You didn't hear much from Kyle Smith, only because they were out there doing their job. They did the job we knew they were going to come in and do, and it was just great to see. Also, Andre Sharilla, really, really happy with his play. Yeah, he got a yellow card, so what? It was just a oops play. He's 17. Did I make any mistakes at age 17? Yes, I did. So uh, I think he played an excellent game, and it's just one of those games. You wanted to see them, get on the front foot and get a strong result, and they did. They did. They really had to work for it, and boy, a lot of sweat. You just saw soaked jerseys after that match. So yeah, but yeah, great to get that one under their belt. And let's hopefully it's a nice tune up for this Saturday.
I think looking at the game last night, even the announcers were in preseason mode. There wasn't a chance, and let's face it, as a musician, playing in front of more people makes me play better, makes me up better, right? You want to perform better. I think that's the same is true for athletes. If there's 10 people in the stands, you're going to play because it still counts, regardless of how many people are in the stands. This needs to be a victory. The mission last night was not cohesion, high execution. It was score enough goals to get through the game and don't have anybody injured because we have a Saturday game. Some of the things that I noticed were nobody was really challenging those defenders. They were getting the ball. Ramirez would get the ball and think about it and then not. I think they were told not to overly challenge them because you don't want to give any tape to Atlanta 3 days later. Nobody has it.
Yes,
Nobody's
for sure.
right. So they were pressing a little bit just to get, like you said, Noonan was probably getting after them. They were not moving full speed, but they also weren't seriously interested in the game either. I think if there were more fans yelling at them, they would be more interested in the game. My thought was over and over and over again is when they come to Cincinnati, they're going to be shocked by how that works. Now, one of the things I did hear from that broadcast was that's not their home stadium. Their home stadium is not very good, apparently, or at least the turf isn't. They probably right. You don't want to be sending out top players to a subpar pitch. So my guess is that they have a subpar pitch. It's it is the Dominican. It's a small that they weren't really supposed to be here, but they are here, and so you get the money, you get the exposure, and I think some of those guys are probably trying to show that they belong at a higher level. That's
Yeah.
their opportunity, as we all want to do, be in the top. So that's what I saw was small number of fans. They knew that this was winning. They just finished up preseason. It was hot. It was more humid than hot, I guess. I mean, it does
Yeah.
70 degrees, but like 85% humidity.
Oh yeah.
So get the W, get the emphatic W, right? If they had won in a 1-0 squeaker and they applied a lot of offensive pressure, because, quite frankly, our defense is what we want to make sure is up to snuff.
Yes.
They seemed like that, they had a few shots, but nothing earth shattering, nothing that I didn't think they could have handled. I don't even think they got a shot on target. They got 8 shots, but no shots on target. And that's with a disjointed preseason, part starters, part backups. I'm so happy they took Evander out at 60 minutes. They took Denke out around that
Yep.
same time. We don't need them out there. Once you're up to nothing, uh, you're not gonna worry about this. The second leg should be you score 1 goal and keep them out of the net. That's all you need to do. And I think we'll have another heavily rotated group when they return, because really what we want to talk about is Saturday is Atlanta. Atlanta is coming to town for the season opener, ladies and gentlemen. Get excited. What are your thoughts on that? Before I break down what your thoughts are, I had seen that they had signed somebody that we know just yesterday, which is Sergio Santos. So they signed somebody from FC Barcelona. I think it was a defender. Um, they got a midfielder from some other MLS team 2 days ago, and they got Sergio Santos yesterday. So they've got a few new additions. You know, they didn't make the playoffs last year. I think it's a team in flux when you get players, particularly experienced MLS players, just a couple of days before your first game. That tells me, like last year when we had it, they're going to have some time to try to gel before they figure things out. We know who Sergio Santos is and what he does and what he doesn't. And the players do. So that's not going to be a huge shock for us. But what are your thoughts on the game coming up on Saturday?
Yeah, you know, I'm not saying I'm taking these guys lightly at all. We've seen what's happened with with this team when we, try to go lightly. This is not a team you ever want to take lightly. I don't, it doesn't matter who's on the roster. Certainly, a big shout out to Sergio Santos, who's continuing his career in Atlanta, and I wish him all the best. He's class of this of MLS, and he's only shown that in how he's played so hard and just played fair. He's just been a quality wherever he's gone, and I'm happy for him. What I see with Atlanta is they're going to be fast, and they still get fast players for that environment down there at in Atlanta. So that's always going to be their mo, and I think that on our pitch they're going to be that different kind of team that I think we can take care of. We can outlast them in 90 minutes. So I don't see anything that tells me that Atlanta's got the upper hand at all. I just think this is a winnable match for us. I just think we've got we've got to have our defense ready to go, and right now without Miazga, I question this. But I think the guys that are going to step up for us, I think are going to take care of this for us, and I want to see a solid win at TQL on Saturday.
I think that's everybody's main concern. Last year, they said Matt Miazga would be back by March. It wasn't
Yeah.
until May or June before he started to really come in, and then he tweaked something and was out basically the whole season, all of this season, after being out of half of last season. I was a little surprised that they signed Matt Miazga. Um, they had the medical staff. They know what his issues are or aren't. So I have to trust the front office, and I do trust the front office to tell me that he's good enough to go. Maybe it's an abundance of caution, but he only started going full go, what, a week ago?
Yeah.
Hadn't played any preseason minutes.
Yep.
Obviously, you're not going to put him out there, uh, and he may or may not be in Atlanta. I would like to see that he might be available. But there's some other faces that from last year that we really missed. Um, you know, he's ready when you see Obi out there, then getting a yellow card, and then looking at the ref like, "What do you mean? What do you mean? That wasn't me." I, that's how we play. I thought it was a little soft. The yellow was a little soft.
Yeah.
It's Concacaf. It's in a way. They were beginning to fall. They're beginning to look like the Red Bulls out there for a period of time.
Yes. Or that other New York team,
Pigeons.
the
Uh,
flop club.
oh my gosh. Uh, so they were beginning to flop a little bit, and yeah,
Yes.
had a little contact, and maybe that's and you like right what league you're in. In some leagues,
Yep.
that's if you get a light inadvertent touch on the face, on a turn and you fall and you get that call. And in other leagues, you get punched in the face with an elbow, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't see you bleeding. You must be fine. I didn't see anything." So
Yeah.
from the league, refs, and all that kind of stuff. There's really not much to take away from that, other than there was a Dado sighting, there was a Steven Jimenez sighting. It was interesting that, well, and Pavel was, and that's what I like. This is what I want to see. Stuff like not having Buka out there at all. He doesn't need to be out there for this
Yep.
game. For this game.
Correct.
For Saturday's game, he needs to be out there. But to have Anunga and Obi on the pitch at the same time, that's a very interesting pairing. If you can get that in an MLS game when it means something, to give Buka some rest, right? So if you're playing, I'm not going to pick on any lesser team because I think all of the teams in the East have improved. How much? We don't know. But if you go against, let's say, a Montreal, and it's you've had Wednesday, Saturday, putting Buka in the 18, but not starting, and having Anunga
No.
and Obi, who were starters in years past, they know what to do. Having them out there, and if you need Buka for, if we somehow some kind of, I mean, that's a defensive piece. But let's say we need an offensive boost for some reason, then you could take Anunga or Obi out, and then put Buka in, and that just changes the complexion. These are the kinds of things that I'm hoping to see more. It's not, you want to pencil the same 11 in, but there are times this team, particularly if the ambitions are to win Concacaf Champions Leagues Cup, the Supporter Shield, the MLS Cup, you're going to have more than 11 players, more than 12, more than 15, and you want to have different styles of play. So you could start off with a certain style and say, this person's tired, give that guy a blow. We're going to do this style this time. And that puts the people who are coming into play against us on their heels, because they're not going to know until 90 minutes before game time what we're doing. And that's a huge advantage to say, well, we could play this defensive style and a lot of pressing, or we're going to play an offensive style and it's going to be wide open. So if you're going to park the bus, and that's what a lot of teams did last year, was park the bus.
Mm-hmm.
I'd expect some of them to do that again. But that's what I see coming up this Saturday. Ramirez, he looked like he wanted to challenge people, but he didn't do that. He'd get the ball, he would fake a move and just pass it back, and they passed it around. I will say this: the quality of passing, again, can't take much out of it because of the team we played against.
Yep.
But they advanced the ball pretty well. They moved the ball from one side of the pitch to another pretty well. One of the things I said in our season 4 preview, the 2026 preview, was that they looked like they thought they were thinking too much out there. So
Yes.
to go from this pass, I have to connect it to this dot, and then I have to move to this place, right? Not fluid, just almost robotic. This is we've been practicing so much. This is robotic, and so teams began to just park the bus and go ahead, kick the ball around. We don't care. If you're not going to be attacking us, if you're not overloading, if you're not moving people in and out of position and trying to stretch us somewhere. But anyhow, so that's where we are. I think Atlanta could be interesting. I mean, they have, and it's like 2018 is calling, but just an Almiron, and so you would think, oh, they're really good, but no, they had Almiron for almost an entire season, or maybe an entire season. They did next to nothing. So that's a work in progress, but you never know. I mean, I thought that same thing on Philadelphia last year they've lost some people and they got rid of Curtin, and they're not going to do anything, and then they won the Supporter Shield. So you never know
Yes.
what team comes in. So you can't say, particularly in the beginning of the season, this is a new year, this is a new team, both us and them. We have to start strong. I think we should do that every year. I mean, we want to game. But given the preseason that we had, where no news was coming out. There was no disgruntled. We don't have anybody holding out. Everybody was all smiles. Everybody was all business. And it looks like this team is got a lot of cohesion. I think it's just a matter of them executing and seeing what Noonan has in store. So, what do you think? What are you looking for Saturday? And by the way, it's going to get cold. It's been very nice here in Cincinnati. It's been in the 70s in Fahrenheit. It's supposed to possibly snow on Sunday. So Saturday night's low is 29. So are you going to be wearing your shorts first off? And what are you expecting out of Saturday night's contest?
Well, certainly those days are long gone. That I went to an opening match with a Hawaiian shirt and shorts and flip-flops. I am more conscious about what I wear, especially in the cold weather, for the very reasons why 2024 was a interesting year for me. Um, so yeah, but do not fret. I do have the appropriate uh, uh, big wear that I'm going to be wearing for this match on Saturday, and but it won't be big enough that I won't be dancing and singing in the Bailey for 90 minutes plus. With that said, Saturday, um, I believe we're going to get a 3-1 victory. Just on the heels of Denke's just going to continue his doing what he does best, and that is have ball, score goal. And it's just going to be we're going to find the holes that we need to, and Denke's going to find the net as a result. I believe we'll get a third goal in some way, maybe later in the match. But I'm looking for a solid 3-1 victory. Um, yeah, I just see everything just clicking right for us in our first match, as I expect. So I hope that comes to fruition, and I just hope the Bailey and TQL are just electric. There should be a wonderful tifo ready for us, and I'm hoping to get you know yeah, at least a sellout for this initial match this year.
Get after it, fans. And I had heard from the Knights of the Bailey that they have a couple of new chants. I haven't had a chance to look at them, so I can't uh, poorly sing them for you. Maybe I'll do that on a future broadcast, but or maybe not. But there's some new chants, so it's not going to be the same old, same old. So if you're going to Teakle, you know, wear the appropriate wear and make sure that you make a lot of noise. I think 3-1 is not a bad
Yep.
score line. I'm I don't know where their offense is coming from in Atlanta. I think that was they had offensive and defensive problems. I think I don't know, right? So their keeper, did he retire last year? He retired at the end of the season.
Gazan.
Yeah, Guzan. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he did. Yeah, it was a
New keeper, we don't know
um,
if he's good or
yeah.
bad.
Well, just a again a class guy. Played over in the EPL, and then so many amazing years at Atlanta. I was actually watching that match when he broke his leg and or tore his ligament, whatever that was. That took him. That was just bad. That. I think all of MLS just sort of held their breath for a minute when that happened. But uh, but yeah, I think I don't know much about the keepers they have. I know um, one's from Argentina, I think, and the other I can't remember. But yeah, this is the chance to us to get started off with a solid win. Um, what we have to look at is this is the third year we're going to be playing these extra matches. The Concacaf, it's worn us out, because we flamed out the last 2 years in the second round. So, and a couple of years ago it was against Monterrey, and Brandon Vasquez putting us to sleep. and then Tigres last year. And guess who we play if we get through on this first round? We play Tigres again. So it's just a matter of getting our focus correct. Um, I think the biggest thing is Evander is now with us in the complete freeze season instead of 5 days before our first match. That's huge, and I think we have to uh, capitalize on that. Because Evander's already going to be in form, and that's what I'm hoping ends up happening. In these early matches that I think maybe was missing the last 2 years.
I think it's going to be. I think everything you said is spot on. I think Denke had a couple of months rest. We got to remember that he came in the middle of his season when we started our season. So he went, like I said, just like 50, 60 games, maybe
Yeah,
a little bit more. He got tired and he got
yeah,
injured because he was tired.
yep,
He's had mental rest. He's had physical rest. Um, this team will go as far as they do, and if I mean, regardless of what people say on social media about Kevin Denke, if top six teams are coming around looking to sign him, that's all you need to know is how good he is.
yep,
Because if those teams are like, yeah, we can give you 30 million. Uh, you don't want to sell Denke, but in the middle of the season, I'm not going to worry about summer yet. Let's win some games first, and let's get to the World Cup and see how that goes before we do anything else. It's going to be a very interesting season um, with the schedules turnover. Are we going to be sitting for 9 months? Are they going to have a mini tournament after the end of this season? I don't know. These are so many other questions that we will tackle, but not today because we don't have to.
yeah,
Today we have the excitement of getting back into our stadium, going to see our friends, our friends that we haven't seen in a while, enjoying some really good soccer, getting ready
yes,
for the World Cup that is coming to our country here in a few months. All of that is going to be just a huge amount of fun. And you know, start your planning on away trips. There's San Diego in May. I
yep.
would love to go to San Diego in May. I'm not sure what if I can actually do that, but if things fall the right way, I would love to go out there for a weekend. I've never been to San Diego. I hear it's lovely, and these are the types of things that we should be excited about and interested in. Um,
Yes.
One thing that we're trying to do on FC Supporter Square, because there's so many podcasts on FC Cincinnati and other things, is that we want to make sure that you are still involved. Make sure that you like and support us,
Yeah.
subscribe to us, tell your friends, and we'd like to have you or your friends or your neighbors, anybody come in. We'd like to have a third person banter that doesn't necessarily us talking heads. We are not
Yeah.
experts. We are here to have fun. We're here to have you have fun. So you come and join us. Send us an email at fcc.supp.square@gmail. Make sure that you do that. Send us stuff. Send us questions. Send us your comments and criticisms. I guess whatever you feel like doing. That's what we're here for, is to entertain you guys, and we're trying to get our focus back into, we're not going to be getting players, we're not going to be talking to national media, nor do we want to.
All right.
Well, players, yes, but national media, I don't really care. We're just two guys hanging out, having a good time, right? Go cut your grass when it's the summertime and you're listening to this. You cut the grass and then you got a beer. Like, I was just at a bar hanging out with these guys talking FCC. It was so much fun.
Yes.
So we're back in the groove, baby. We're
Well, you got it.
to get back into mid-season form. So this was our preseason. We had our preseason. This is our first game. Hopefully we did well for you, and hopefully you come back. Do you have any final thoughts before we head out, Mark?
Well, this is season number 11 for all of us that have started back when the small amount, 10,000 people used to show up at Nippert Stadium in the early uh, days of USL in 2016. A lot like Spinal Tap in their first wonderful movie, uh, going to the level of 11 on the volume dial. We are now reached the 11th year of this wonderful thing called FC Cincinnati, and I couldn't be happier. To epitomize 11 years, I wear the 2016 jersey, and I wear the 2026 brigade scarf to go with it. So 11 years on me, and 11 years now in the, you know, in play. And you can see all the scarves behind me. Yeah, I've collected a few in the 11 years, but oh, so fun it's been. How very fun it's been doing this, and been an amazing time with you. Just talking FCC, and this is what's so fun about it. We bring people on just to talk about their experience. It doesn't necessarily have to fit a certain block of you got to talk this way. Not at all. Talk your experience, and it could be whatever it is. It could be going to that one restaurant that maybe nobody knows about, but if you said something and say it's really good, now there's going to be all these people there. So that's what it's about, and it's about, you know, what your experience is in, you know, section 224 versus the Bailey versus I'm over there in those posh seats that I swear if I sat in there for 10 minutes I'd be asleep. But that's just me, or I wouldn't, I couldn't sit at all. I'd be up chanting and going nuts like I usually do. But yeah, uh, wow, it's been a long, strange trip, and it's been an amazing trip, and it's been some kind of fun all the way through.
It's always
I'd
been
say,
fun to talk to you, and we're not going away. It sounds like a funeral. We're not. This is just our start. This is We haven't physically seen each other except for over the weekend. The brigade had their scarf release. By the
yeah,
way, I was happened to be downtown this afternoon or this early, late this
oh,
morning with my wife. She's got a project in which FCC is helping out. I'll get more details when I'm allowed to say it. But it was really
good.
cool. Um, and so we go in there to go pick up some FCC swag for this event that she's working on, and I see a whole rack of scarves just like yours, and I see three brigade scarves, including the one that I designed, which I'm always very happy. I'm like, oh, there's my scarf. There's the scarf. Oh, look at that scarf. I've got that scarf. It was a lot of fun.
For sure.
To be out in there, know that, you know, whenever you give a scarf to Birding or Gary or whoever, they keep them, and they don't just throw them away. They don't put them in a bag. They're actually displaying them. So that was really cool. And I like your Alpha and Omega kit. That's pretty cool. For those of you, it is the blue. It is the blue and white original Toyota kit for those who are listening.
Yeah.
Spotify piece and the brand new 2026 scarf. Um, at some point, we might have to bring back winter weight scarves, but for now, it's
Come,
just one weight, and we're happy to have those out, and happy to get the season kicked off again. Get back to our old friends, having some beverages. I'm sure you'll have something in your inside your pocket to help you get along through the match. And we're excited to be back and make your grass cutting and lawn work needs be just that much easier. We're still on the 35-minute format. We're just about to hang out here,
yep.
or head out. So we love hearing you. We love seeing you. Um, Mark, I'm going to give you one last thing. Any one last thing you want to give to our fans out there?
Well, just thankful for everyone that came by the brigade get together we had over at Sam Adams. What a wonderful time! What a wonderful atmosphere! I think it was just, you know, jubilation that, you know, wow, a brand new season, you know, and you know, we have all this hope now, and this is what we need. You know, we need to bring this hope into TQL Stadium and just, you know, bring it for 90 minutes plus. Um, you know, it was tremendous to see that many people uh, in and not just picking up a scarf and leaving. They hung out. they talked, they bannered, some good, some bad banner, but some you can say, some you really
When you
can't.
say that.
but even ladies took charge, and that's what it's about. So it's just about bringing all these wonderful people together, and it was just tremendous. And just hoping to see pre-matching, get as many people there as possible. To bring a friend if you can, and let's get this thing done right.
Right. You don't have to be a supporter to be on FCC Supporter Square. You could be a
Yep.
casual. You could be anybody.
Yep.
Jim Brew was at Sam Adams. I was very happy to see that again, and to kind of hang out with Gary and Omar and Scars. Yep, there we are. That was a good time was had by all, and
Yep.
so if
There you go.
reach out and if you want to hang with the boys like we do, just give us a shout out. We'd love to have you. We'd love to hear from you, and we can't wait to talk to you next week after we win against Atlanta here on FCC Supporter Square. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining FCC Supporter Square. The hosts are Matt Warman, Boston Brazzle, and Mark Suppen. The intro song is Quick on the Holster by the Stone Bunnies, and the ending song is Awesome Sauce, also by the Stone Bunnies. Thank you for listening. Please join us again.